Stephanie here, one of your ShopRite Wellness partners. And with this month being all about Earth Month, I have a few tips for you to help you tackle food waste. My first tip in order for you to tackle food waste is have a plan for the week. So I like to plan out my meals just so I know what I'm eating. But when I'm doing this at home, it also gives me the opportunity to see what foods I already have in my refrigerator, my freezer, and my cabinets. So I'm able to not only save money because I'm not buying things that I already have at home, but I'm able to reduce food waste too because of the fact that I don't need to buy it again and have some of it go to waste. Another reason that meal planning is really great is because it allows you to save time by batch cooking earlier in the week. So let's say you have rice, you make a double batch, but because you have a plan for it, you know that it's not going to go to waste. If you're like me and you shop maybe once a week, make sure that you use those items that are more perishable earlier in the week or closer to your shopping trip. And then those items that are a little bit hardier, maybe like broccoli or Brussels sprouts, something like that, have those more towards the end of the week or further away from the shopping trip because those are less likely to go bad. So that's an easy way to make sure that you're reducing the food waste, reducing food that you're tossing because you're using up those ingredients and you already have a plan so you know that they won't go to waste. Another tool to reduce food waste is actually tape. So making sure that if you have food that's maybe been in the fridge, you made some extras, you doubled an ingredient, but you're not going to get to it before it goes bad, that's okay. Make sure that you label it with the date and the name of either the ingredient or the meal. Put it in the freezer, but don't forget that it's in the freezer. You always want to make sure that you have a list because I know what can happen is you save it immediately, but in the end it goes to the back of the freezer and you never see it again. So you can use your tape to make sure that you use up all of your leftovers. My next tip is all about how you're storing your meals or your ingredients. So keep in mind, anytime that we can actually see through the container, it reminds you what's in there and you're more likely to eat it before it goes bad. Looking for clear containers will help you to make sure that you're eating all of your leftovers, whether it be a full meal, a full ingredient. And by having this, you can also label it, put it in the freezer if it's getting a little bit close to the end of its life. Another way to reduce food waste is using the entire ingredient. So think about whenever you're cutting off the florets for broccoli or cauliflower, instead of tossing out those stalks, find another way to use them. Cut them up, roast them. You can also put them into a soup and puree them. So not only are you helping to thicken the soup, but you're adding some extra nutrients, reducing food waste along the way. Having a stir fry as a recipe is a great kind of end of the week meal to use up any vegetables that are going a little bit soft. So just toss those in, again, saute it with a little bit of sauce, add in whatever protein that you like. You have a quick meal. For fruit that's a little bit past its prime too, that's maybe getting too soft, one of my favorite ways is to actually put it just into a bag. So whether it's a full smoothie pack or not, what I like to do throughout the week is just toss it in if they're getting a little bit soft. And then by the end of the week or maybe 2 weeks, you have a full smoothie bag. Toss this into the blender whenever you need it. Add a little bit of milk or dairy alternative of your choice. You have a smoothie bag perfect for kind of an on-the-go meal. Another way that you can use all parts of the ingredient is actually using the leftover pickle juice that you have in your jar. So if you're already done with the pickles or they're pretty much done, instead of pouring out the rest of the liquid, which is called brine, and all you have to do is just drop them right in the pickle juice. If you want to do this with red onions are really nice. You could do like a broccoli slaw and use it on a taco the next day. Swirl it around, let it sit for about overnight or so, and you have a quick pickle using the leftover brine. If you have questions about specific ways to use up maybe some fruits or vegetables in your house, or you have any other questions or need advice around nutrition or wellness topics, we have an online virtual chat where our wellness partners, who are all registered dietitians, are there to answer your questions. If you go to ShopRite.com and select the chat button in the bottom right-hand corner, you can submit your question to a registered dietitian and get connected with them to have them answer your question right away. But because you have a plan for it, you know that it's not going to go to waste, but you save time, you save money, and you save the planet.